This ranking is based on the Play Score, a standard rating that averages gamer reviews and critic reviews. Opening our list of what to play's top 10 city building games on the PC is Cities XL. Yeah, it wasn't a very good game to begin with, but amidst the massive backlash, it's still a city building game worthy to sink some of your time in. Instead of the usual little metropolis that you create with Cities Skylines, Cities XL grants you an extra large world for you to play God in mayoral position. Link up cities, expand, and shape a world like never before. The game contains over 1,000 buildings, 50 brand new structures, 60 gigantic maps, and a gorgeous detailed world to tweak. As the mayor, solve the city's various concerns such as economics, transportation, finances, and so much more. Take note that once the city grows, it requires more maintenance and the problems go bigger every day. But that's not a problem. With your thriving community, all is well. Except maybe for the game's numerous game-breaking bugs and unresponsive UIs. Just give it a try. It has a play score of 6.44. Number 9 is Anno 2205. Take civilization to the next frontier. Expanding its reach like never before, 2205 is a futuristic entry from the notable Anno franchise. Go into the 23rd century and develop your very own civilization. Nourish them through different biomes and manage each of the city's problems in rich topological climates. You can even rebuild an entire colony to the moon. Similar to most Anno games, conquer the Earth and beyond with the gift of industrialization and economics. With its futuristic setting, experience scientific breakthroughs that make everyday living easier. From the Earth to the moon, bask in its hours and hours of content with wonderful visuals and complex strategic depth. However, due to its performance issues and a weak single-player campaign, it was bogged down from becoming a perfect city-building game compared to its predecessor 2070. It receives a play score of 6.57. Number 8 is Aven Colony. Aven Colony manages to create a unique ecosystem of science fiction wonder unlike the Earth and Moon areas compared to most of the games on this list. The extraterrestrial flora and fauna make up for a very interesting synergy between city building and the survival of the human race. Think of it as a SimCity in space. In this alien planet light years away from Earth, players must nourish the human race and help them adapt to the many problems this planet can offer. Protect your species by adapting to the environment, conserving oxygen, and multitask using various resource-producing buildings. But despite its many praises, the game was criticized for its heavy chore work. For a game about casual city building, it seems like a busy work when it comes to its various multitasking tendencies. It wasn't for everyone, but it's still a fun game to try. It receives the play score of 6.62. Number 7 is Anno 2070. Ubisoft's pioneering city-building game takes the effects of global warming into a creative way. Although climate change is still bad, step into Earth, a once beautiful planet filled with green fields and sun-soaked beaches. But the rising water levels cause some land uninhabitable. Master the art of diplomacy, resource collecting, and trade in Ubisoft's most comprehensive economic management game yet. Shape the world of tomorrow by constructing buildings that transcend modern architectural feats and experience the evolving nature of a changing world. Explore the vast depths of the ocean or focus your energies on land. Mysteries are lurking all around the sunken Earth, from the deep dark abyss to the bustling metropolis surrounded by glass walls. It was Anno 2205's predecessor, but it's still better in comparison. The game was praised for the amount of things you can do, but since it's a Ubisoft game, much of its criticisms were pointed at its terrible Uplay system. It has a play score of 7.15. Number 6 is Caesar 4. Let's head back for a few decades. Before there were any of these games on our list, there was Tilted Mill Entertainment's Roman city building game. Technology wasn't very smooth during this point, but it was created on an engine that rendered three-dimensional animations individually. It was one of the stepping stones to the future of city simulations. Embrace the accurately depicted beauty of the classic Roman architectures because it's a product of Sierra Games' dedication for research. Experience life in ancient Rome and expand your economic control with over 30 tradable goods, 10 industries, 4 markets, and foreign trade routes. The game has over 100 hours of gameplay. Secure your civilization by controlling your legions or focus on your city planning and infrastructure woes. You can't beat the classics, and this game has a play score of 7.44. Number 5 is Tropico 5. Before El Presidente's scheduled return was announced last E3, Tropico 5 was the latest title in the well-loved city building series. Known for its warm, friendly, and fun gameplay, the series offered a welcome change to the optimization-crazed builders of its time. But in this 5th installment, the beloved dictator is bringing the tropical heat to an all-time high, taking management up a notch and adding a healthy dose of challenge. Unlike their previous titles, 5 takes on a more civilization route as you begin your dictatorial journey at the dawn of the 20th century. With this, it not only improves on gameplay, but also on their signature tongue-in-cheek politics. Move from era to era, supplying weapons for the world wars, assassinating rivals, alienating whole groups of people, and other fun and lighthearted totalitarian activities. With their era-exclusive buildings and risky decision-making, you'll actually have to become a dictator to survive the tides of time. While it's a lot different from their usual fare, it's still fun, interesting, and hysterically political. It has a play score of 7.59. Number 4 is Banished. A city builder with a strong blend of survival, Banished brings the best of both worlds. An indie game by Shining Rock Software, it rose to the top of the charts when it released last 2014, and it still currently maintains its thriving community of fans. Like what the title suggests, Banished puts you in charge of a remote community of outcasts operating at an individual level instead of state affairs. Assign your citizens into specific jobs and use them to funnel resources into the town. As a product of its survival elements, the game puts a premium on the products you collect. It gets especially difficult with slow-growing trees, breakable tools, and the ravages of the winter season. Manage your resources carefully, make your citizens happy, or risk the death of hundreds. While it's arguably more survival than City Builder, Banished is said to be a great change of pace. Take off the godly omnipotence and prepare for a humbling management experience. It has a play score of 8.1. Number 3 is Tropico 3, the third in the Tropico series and the first game handled by Haemimont Games. Having a rich background in historical games, Tropico 3 was the perfect game to begin their run in the franchise. Play as the fascist El Presidente as he attempts to bring his people through the struggles of the Cold War. With their setting, you'll have to manage your controversial diplomatic relations along with micromanaging your growing city. Aiming to revitalize the charm of the original Tropico games, this third title offered a balanced perspective on the dictatorship. Your choices have a direct impact on the citizens, and they're not always good. The game has 7 different factions vying for your attention, each with their own interests to take care of. Juggle each of their demands to retain your position of power, or put your authoritarian foot down and show them who's boss. Praised for its fantastic soundtrack and improved visuals, it receives a play score of 8.23. Number 2 is Tropico 4. Built using the same engine, UI, models, and voices as the previous title, it's easy to say that this 4th installment is essentially the same game with a different coat of paint. But this title managed to edge out the competition by improving on many of the franchise's core elements, topping it all off with a handful of expansions that add new elements to the political and technical gameplay. Return again as the customizable El Presidente and prepare to face a new array of problems and obstacles. Providing intricate optimizations while keeping the outrageous charm of the original, it serves as an excellent middle ground between the two Haemimont productions. Rule the island with a cliched iron fist or become a benevolent people pleaser. Anything to achieve the status of economic powerhouse. It's this choice of gameplay that makes the game stand out, putting political twists on the usual city building. Listen to advisors, manipulate nations, manage the economy, and build. With its addicting gameplay, the game will keep you coming back for more despotic conquests. Play it, and that's an order. It has a play score of 8.42. And the best city building game on the PC is City Skylines. Considered one of the greatest achievements in the city building genre in the last decade, City Skylines is a masterclass in style and simulation. The game was responsible for bringing a host of new features and gameplay elements that add even more realism to the overwhelming thought of managing a whole city on your own. Take up the mantle of mayor and watch the town come alive as buses of new citizens drive in with all sorts of needs, wants, and stories. Just like real life, planning is an essential part in building efficiency. With traffic playing a key part in development, plan your roads properly to ferry all citizens and services to their destinations with relative ease. Connect them to power lines, set up water supplies, and watch it grow into a bustling metropolis that holds even more challenges to overcome. Manage education levels, leisure, criminal rates, and jobs, and so much more. With citizens voicing out their opinions in real time, you'll have a better feel of how you're doing as a mayor. The game has an active modding community that continues to improve the experience and make it grow even better with age. especially with a handful of new expansions. It has a play score of 8.82.